This is Morten from Inkish, and super excited to be here in Orlando today at the SuperCORRExpo. And you know, when you travel to a new event that we have never participated in before, you can always speculate about what are we going to see. Shika and I, we were for some months ago, we were at the FEFCO show, which is in a way a little bit similar to the SuperCORRE here in Orlando. But actually, this is way more interesting because there's gear. We can see gear. And I'm here with Jens from BMC.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
And if people is wondering about our strange accents, it's just because we're both from Denmark, right?
We are, yes.
Yeah.
Scandinavia.
Scandinavia, yeah, that's right. I mean, Jens, you told me before we started the camera that family-owned operation in the beautiful part of Fyn in Denmark. And we're going to talk about the equipment in a moment, right? Yeah. But tell me a little bit about your 25 years of history and what do you do?
Well, BCM means Brothers Christiansen Machinery, and we have been in the market for 25 years. We are the pioneers of these rack systems. Our father developed the first solutions for what we today know in DS Smurfit. I think we have around 800 installations worldwide.
Wow. I mean, that must be a good foundation to build on, right?
Well, yes, everything started in 1999 at FEFCO, as you mentioned yourself. And from that day where we got this award for the most innovative technical development from the FEFCO committee, our success in this industry has just been better and better every year.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Before we're talking about what you're showing here at the SuperCORRE event here in Orlando, I mean, tell us a little bit about the market. Is it a very competitive market, or how do you see your positioning in the market?
Well, our position in the market is good, of course. We have been, as I said, 25 years in the industry, sold more than 800 installations worldwide. And I see still a huge potential in these systems, mainly because that there are a lot of customers and there are millions of dies and printing plates. So there is definitely more to be, and that's why we are here in Orlando.
And if you look at, is there I mean, we're obviously here because of the corrugated industry, but is there like some mega trends that you see that is supporting what you're doing as a business?
Well, can you
Yeah, of course, yeah. I was just thinking, you know, as said to you before, my background is in commercial space, and there's the digital transformation, you see it everywhere. Yeah. Is that the same in the corrugated industry?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We see also a very big interest that we can share data with the ERP system that so they, for instance, with Kiwi Plan or with Ascor or others who wants to integrate their production data with ours, and we can do that and have done that for several years now. So
that's great. One of the things that I'm a little bit interested in, because I mean, obviously the die cut sleeve or the die cut forms that we have here in the shelf, they take up a lot of space, and the bigger the machines are, the bigger the die cut tools, of course, is. Yeah. I was just wondering, if you don't have a system like this, what is the situation when you come and visit customers that have not invested in your products? What is the situation there?
Well, the situation is then that many have the dies on the floor in self-made racks. Employees who is able to grab the dies and struggling with it. And the benefit with our system is that we can go up to 10, actually 12 meters in the height. We can customize the solution so it exactly fits underneath the rafters, build it in where there is a spot free for the dies.
And because I mean, when you look at packaging industry in general, I think that it's very often that you build, let's say, relatively complex dies, and then you reuse them all over and over again, right? Yeah. So I guess that it's very important that you can store them, but it's also even more important that you can find it again, right?
Exactly, and that's why they need an organized storage system where they know where the dies are, and if they are not in the storage, then we know they are at the machine. Okay. So we keep track on the dies as well.
This is, of course, a model of what you're doing, and let's talk a little bit about the model, because I mean, you have some cranes, you have some computers, you have the storage facility itself. So how does it work? Let's say that I'm a new customer, and you come and visit me, and you can see my building. Yeah. What is the process?
This is our newest semi-automatic rotary die crane. which we have developed over the last 2 years, actually. Everything we know is in this one.
So we have to take very gently hand of it, right?
Well, it's ready for the industry now.
Okay.
And
so it's the first time it's going to be shown?
This is today is the release, actually.
Fantastic.
And yeah, we have a semi-automatic crane. We have a plug-in with Industry 4.0, so we can share data with the customer. We can print the tags, so everything is made at the crane.
Okay, so it actually prints the labels that you put on the die cuts directly from here. Okay.
And this crane is made for the operator.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for him to use it.
And I guess that when you print the label, I guess that it tracks your positioning of where you're storing the sleeves, so you basically easily can refine them again.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So we know where the dies are.
Okay.
The customer doesn't have to take care of that.
Yeah. And that gives you the advantage of dynamic storage, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start here from the end. What is it that we see here? I mean,
well, this is a model of how to handle the dies at the machine. We can make it for different kind of rotary die cutters, flatbed, Bobst, Göpfert, Mitsubishi, BGM, everyone. And this one is the mobilator, as we call it, where we simply grab the die in a small thread, and you can lift the die onto the cylinder.
Okay, so basically it's not just the storage, you can basically transport it directly to the machine.
We also handle the dies at the machines.
Okay.
So once the
is that
dies...
the one that you know, that's just a...
This one over here is the cassette which we use for the flatbed dies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is basically still in storage, but now you take it out and you have this smart thing here?
We should imagine that this is at the machine.
Okay, so we imagine this is a machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
so this one can be basically put into the machine, right?
We can slide it into the machine and mount it on the cylinder. Yeah.
So it also offset a lot of heavy lifting for the operators, right?
We can eliminate the heavy lifting from the storage to the machine.
Great. So this is actually a section more or less on its own to show how it can be used on the machine. And then we come here, and that is like a mobile storage.
This is the trolley, which they use at the storage, and they go to the machine. This one is with wheels. We can of course also make a trolley which you can transport on the logistics system. So if you have a system from Ducor, Minda, Avanti, New Engineering, then we can transport these trolleys on the conveyors.
So just for me to understand 1000%. So basically, when we had this one, that was actually the one that take it into the machine. Yeah. And it can be an integrated solution where you have it directly from storage to the machine. Yeah. If you don't have that integrated solution, you can have a trolley taking it to the machine and either have that system or a manual process of adding the sleeves to it, right?
Exactly.
Do you call this sleeves or do you call the
dies?
We
call this for rotary dies.
For rotary dies, okay. Just to use the same words as you do, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So, and of course the advantage of having the trolley is that it's very easy to get around without, again, heavy lifting basically, right? Yeah. Okay, that's great. All right, and then we move on to the next section here, right? And that is like...
This is the rack system, which we have made for 25 years now.
Yeah. And you said that it is an aluminium that is it has a very special construction to it, right?
Yeah, it has, because we buy this one from a subcontractor, and we made dedicated components for it, of course, to handle all types of rotary dies, from a small Bobst 618 up to a jumbo machine. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about what we see here on the computer.
Yeah. Well, this is the newest software we have.
Yeah.
It is able to guide the operator so he cannot make a mistake with it. You cannot damage the dies. You cannot operate it wrong. You are guided on the screen with a two-hand push-button system. So you are sure that you are using it safe. We have a RFID scanner mounted on the robot. So once you take the dies, it knows the position. When you want to retrieve a die, you simply just type in the tool number you need, or you pick it from the list that we share with the companies data.
Okay, so that was when you talked about the IoT, that is basically, so you can basically have this like exchanging data dynamically with the...
On this list, you see already some factory orders. You just press select, and then the crane will tell you where to go. And this one has a very unique self-parking position. So,
okay, so
once you are at the right column, it will overtake the fine tuning and the fine positioning, and then you just leave the crane handles.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
it takes it out. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a very, very good opportunity when you have very high racks.
Yeah.
Because
you cannot have something that is 10 meters high.
No, and it will fine tune exactly on the right position, so you grab the dies in the right way.
Now this is like semi-automated because, as you say, you push the handles to get to the position. Could it also be fully automated, or?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So what is the typical customers that buy these kind of things? I know it's new, but the typical customers for this, is that like the big converters, or I mean, who is the typical customer?
Well, a typical customer is a factory with their own corrugator, several converting machines, but it can also be a sheet plant.
Yeah.
So everybody who has, let's say, 200 dies is a potential customer for
So
BCM.
from 200 dies, then you start thinking about that it is realistic.
Well, I will start if I had a corrugated factory.
Yeah.
Because you are sure that your dies and your amount of dies will grow. Yeah.
I know that we have interesting people on your booth, but we have to see a little bit more. So maybe we can move a little bit and just see.
Yeah.
So this is the actual. That is the actual. What do you call that?
This is the retrieving unit.
The retrieving unit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so that is the one that is getting pushed in under the.
And we lift the dies. We don't slide them.
Yeah.
We try to protect them as much as possible. It will work with the Posi-lock system or with the Serapit system. And it is, we can handle all types of dies with this one. Smaller dies like Mate Bob 618 or Emba 175, we normally store them hanging. But once the dies are getting just a little big, then we prefer to store them horizontal in this system.
All right, let's. And this is like, of course, it needs to be strong enough for handling, because I don't know how heavy are these actually.
Well, a set of dies can weigh, I will say, 100 kilograms.
Okay, so it's pretty heavy.
It is, yes, it is.
Yeah. And especially if you come from a very high position.
And they are long, 125 inches. That's not unusual. So, yeah.
So I guess there's been a lot of engineering into this, right?
Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah, but in this one particularly, not 25 years.
Exactly. Right? But you know, we have developed since 1999 where we started.
Okay, fantastic. Let's move on a little bit, because you have is it rubber blankets, or what is it you see here?
This is the printing plates.
Okay, this is printing plates. So you can also store printing plates, of course.
Yes, we can. We can do that in a manual way, or we can also do it in an automatic way. So here we can retrieve a set of up to 8 printing plates.
Yeah.
We also have a RFID tag here, so we know exactly where the stereos are.
Yeah.
So we have also the possibility to automate this. So
fantastic. So the last thing I just want to ask you, and I guess that we spoke about that anybody who was having a corrugated factory converter, makes sense to invest in your technology. But I was just thinking that the real advantage for people to invest in your technology is that you save time, you save space, and I guess that the profitability of having easier access to both the plates and to the dies is something that pays off over a relatively short time, right?
Yes, exactly, and especially space, that is often a issue.
Yeah.
And if they make a centralized storage system, they know where the dies are, and they can use the space for logistics systems or a new converting machine, and especially take care of their operators. And if they go for an automatic system, they don't have to care about finding the dies. We take care of that.
Fantastic. Jens, pleasure talking to you.
You too.
And I hope you will have a fantastic SuperCORRE and be very successful. I'm sure you will.
Same to you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.